Hi there, I hope your day is going well. I've hopped on screen to share my favorite makeup items that I cannot put down and also my favorite way of applying them. Thank you so much for joining me. Starting with a clean and moisturized face, we're going in with some primer, and this one is actually quite putty-like, so I'm only putting this on areas that has most movements on my face, which is around the mouth and also around the nose area, and this basically will prevent creasing and also allows the concealer that I'm going to put on top to stick on more better. Here is the concealer slash corrector, and I'm putting this again specifically around the mouth area because as you can see around my mouth there's this darkness, and I'm using this corrector to specifically kind of correct the darkness, hence why it's called a corrector. And now we begin the mixing of products. So for my concealer, I like to use 2 different shades of the same concealer and another brightener on top, which is the blue you see here. And basically I'll mix all 3 together and apply it to the center of my face, kind of within a V area. And because the concealer is a bit lighter and brighter in shade, it will actually bring out the areas that I put it on. So I'm putting it onto the cheek area just under the eyes so that it makes my cheek look a little bit more puffy and giving more volume to my forehead as well. Using this cream product, it actually has a pearly slash watery reflection. Again, I'm putting it under the eye area in a small triangle shape. The reason I'm focusing so much on the under eye area is because as you age, you lose volumes on your cheek, hence why I'm trying to add that volume back onto the cheek area. Onto foundation, I'm using the same brand of foundation but 2 different ranges. One is matte, one is creamy, but I'm mixing it together to give me the perfect consistency of dewy and able to look pretty enough on my oily skin. But then you can see here I'm only applying this to the outer side of my face. The products I'm applying today, it's all in very thin layers, only because I don't want to create a cakey look. I want it to more look like a very natural thin veil on the skin. Also, you guys would have realized I use my hands a lot during makeup, and that's because that's my preferred tool, especially when it comes to base. So everything in regards to concealer, foundation, I use my fingers. Cream blushes, cream contour, I use my fingers too. I just feel it gives you the perfect results. And you can see I'm using my fingers just like a little sponge, dabbing it on my face for the areas that I'm trying to cover up. And all the products on my hand as a palette has been used up. For the under eyes, because I don't want to apply too much product, what I do is I mix a corrector and a lighter concealer together to create the perfect consistency of under eye concealing but with a brightening shade as well. And I just dab this with my fingers again under the eye area in a very small thin amount. Products I'm using today will give you a very airy-fairy kind of look. You can't really put your finger on where the color starts or where the color ends. Everything will just look effortlessly blended together. Using blush now, you'll realize that when I'm applying, I only apply the product on one finger, and I first put it on the areas that I want to apply the color, and then I use another clean finger to blend it out. And I guess that's why I like using my fingers, because you have so many brushes or tools in one hand. And again, I'm applying these colored product in a outward V shape, and that will basically lift my cheeks as well. First, using a powder for the under eyes, I've been really enjoying this one because it doesn't crease so much, but at the same time it's able to help brighten the area. I'm using 2 different powders to set the whole face, and that's because the Chanel powder is a really good oil controlling powder, but at the same time the Cle De Peau just has the finest consistency. So I like to mix them two together and first apply a heavier layer onto the T-zone of our face and then put a very light layer all over. I like to apply my eyeshadow primer and eyebrows at the same time, only because I like my primer to actually set before eyeshadow. There's no real methodology for my eyebrows. I just basically put a general shape for my eyebrows, like trace around it and then fill in the middle. I don't try to make it too dark because I find it to be too stark on the face. I already have dark hair. I don't want to make my eyebrows that dark, but I do have them quite thin because my natural brows are really thin, and then I just use the spoolie on the other end to blend everything out. Moving on to eyeshadow, I'm blending 2 colors which is very close in terms of shade, and this basically creates the perfect contour color on the lids without a drastic effect. You can see it's extremely light layer, but at the same time it's able to take the puffiness away. And then I go in with a thin liner brush using a darker brown shade, and I'm going to use this to ever so slightly wing the outer corners of the upper lash line and just basically halfway of the eyes. Because I like to use the sandwich method, I'm going to go on top of the cheek area with another powder blush. This just gives me security knowing that this color on the cheek will last all day long, because even though if the powder kind of drops or fades throughout the day, I still have that cream color underneath. To finish off the cheeks and to give it a bit more shine, I'm using this liquid highlighter. This one is exceptionally beautiful. There's no large chunky shimmers. Basically it just looks like a reflection, and that's what I love about highlighters. I want my highlights to behave like a reflection on my cheeks. For the lips, I'm not adding on any color because as you can see my lips are quite pigmented already, so I'm just going to go in with a lip conditioner. And of course we have to do our eyelashes and apply mascara to open up the eyes. I did this off screen, but after I finished everything I go in with a finishing spray. One is to set the makeup, the other one is to just give me more moisturization and to blend all of the powder and cream items together. And this is the makeup I've been wearing on repeat. Even though the makeup is so thin and natural, my features still look lifted because of the color placement. Thank you so much for keeping me company today. Do share your favorite items down below in the comment section as well. And if you like this video, do like it down below. And if you like my channel, please do subscribe. Thank you so much. Until next time, bye!